Good day, ROFFS analyst James here, and it is currently Wednesday, September 3rd. I hope everyone had a good holiday weekend. Today we'll be taking a quick look at the ocean conditions from Cape Hatteras down to the Florida Keys and in the Bahamas, using sea surface temperature and ocean color imagery, looking at the conditions from this past weekend. Overall, we have been observing some fairly unstable conditions along the western side of the Gulf Stream towards the end of August, from Jacksonville north to Cape Hatteras and offshore, mostly due to the northeast movement of the Hurricane Aaron that moved off of the eastern United States. One of the bigger things we noticed off of Cape Lookout and Cape Hatteras was a pretty substantial reduction in the width of the Gulf Stream, as the eastern side of the Gulf Stream was actually pushing fairly close to shore, right near the drop off near the 100 fathom ledge to the south of Cape Hatteras. As you can see here, uh, things are starting to return to normal as this one clockwise rotating eastern side eddy formation has pushed northeast of Cape Hatteras over the weekend, returning things to normal, when increasing the width of the Gulf Stream, pushing some of that cooler, bluer water out deeper into 1,500 fathom plus depths offshore of Cape Hatteras. However, if you recall, through late July and much of early to mid August, there were large concentrations of turbid green runoff water moving from Savannah. Now, most of this turbid green water was pulled southwest towards Jacksonville by mid August, and by late August, several larger Gulf Stream eddy formations formed along the Charleston Ridge as this greener water was pulled back offshore and to the northeast by the Gulf Stream. Currently, we are observing the last few of these larger eddy formations that are pulling this greener water to the northeast. Switching over to our ocean color imagery, you can really see that kind of blue green water at this point, as concentrations have been diluted a little bit, moving offshore of Cape Lookout, and this water is continuing to be pushed to the northeast, as well as another large eddy formation off of to the south of Cape Fear. Uh, Currently, we are observing the movement of these last two eddy formations uh, that are likely to slowly move out of the chart area to the southeast of Cape Hatteras over the next week or so. That being said, we continue to observe a long series of smaller Gulf Stream eddy formations moving northwards along the east coast of Florida, shown here. You can see several eddy formations developing as the Gulf Stream passes the Palm Beaches area. Again, those shown in our sea surface temperature imagery, but better shown in our ocean color imagery. This is kind of keeping a little bit of mixed blue-green water offshore in 150 to 300 fathom depths. One of the things we recommend is heading offshore along this east coast of Florida during these conditions is to keep an eye on the currents as one of these eddies moves off and the next eddy pushes in. Along the leading edge of these eddies, you'll find the filaments of the bluer green or the bluer water pushing back inshore, and as the greener water moves northwards. Again, one of these eddy formations is currently developing off of Key Largo, moving northwards off of Miami and the Palm Beaches this week. Looking over at the Bahamas, we continue to observe some of that darker blue Bahamas water pushing northwest off of Abaco. Some of this water is being pulled westward by a small eddy formation north of Walker's. However, some unstable conditions remain where several filaments of blended blue water continue to be pulled back westward towards the corner off the Matinea Shoal. You can see some of that warmer water that would have been pulled back and to the west by that clockwise rotation north of Walker's. Remember, these ocean conditions are always changing, so be sure to head to ROFFS.com or call our office at 321 723 5759 to order updated analyses for each of these areas. Have a good week.